Hello, I'm Dave Speakman. Welcome back to my beginner guitar course. This week we're carrying on with House of the Rising Sun and we're going to learn how to fingerpick it. Like this. We need the same chords as we did for last week, but I'll just show you them again. So it's A minor, C. Notice that it's only one finger that moves when we go from A minor to C. It's just this third finger that moves. And then it's D, then it's F major 7, and we also need the chord E. So the first thing that we're going to learn is a quick finger picking pattern. We're going to allocate one of the fingers and the thumb of the right hand to a string. We're going to give each finger a string. Apart from the little finger, which we're not going to use. Some guitarists do use their little finger, but they tend not to. It tends to be what we call your thumb, your index finger, your middle finger, and your annular finger, or some people call it the ring finger. Either or, it's fine. Notice then that these fingers have been given names or letters, whereas the fingers of the left hand are given numbers. So that means that if you've got some music in front of you and you need to say that, remind yourself that you want to play that with your index finger, you can just write the letter I next to that. And then you'll know to use that finger. Whereas maybe if you wanted to use your first finger, you or your teacher or whoever could write just a 1 next to that bit of music. Cool. So looking at the chord A minor, now the root of this chord is the note A, so we're going to start on the A string, string 5. And then we're going to put the index finger on string 3, the middle finger on string 2, the annular finger, or ring finger, whichever you want to call it, on string 1, the thinnest string. And we're actually going to play free stroke. The classical people call this tirando. As opposed to rest stroke. Rest stroke will be when you come through to the string below, kind of like a bass player plays. Free stroke, you come away from the string and you don't touch any of the other strings. We're going to use free stroke. For the majority of guitar playing that I do, I use free stroke if I'm not using a pick. So with this A minor chord, we can just pick 1, and we're in 6/8 again for this song. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each quaver in 6/8 has its own note. So I would just practice this to start with and get this going so that you can do this nice and relaxed. Okay, so the next thing to do is to think about what the roots are of each of these chords. So the chord A minor, as we said, starts on string 6 because the chord's called A minor. And as we know, if you remember from the guitar tuning video, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. So this is the A string. So that's going to be the root of the A minor chord. So when we play the chord C, we're going to make string 5 still the lowest note because that's the note C on the 5th string. And then we're still going to play this chord with the same strings. So it's going to be the root is here, and then we're using the same strings. Generally, in most fingerpicking stuff for beginners up to a certain level, you would generally leave these 3 fingers on these 3 strings. That's what we tend to do. Sometimes I play these 3 strings or anything really later on. There are no rules. It's just playing a guitar. It's not, you don't need to have like rules that are only ever done. But it's just sort of like a guideline to kind of help you to get into it to start with. So that's certainly what we're going to do on this tune. When we're playing the chord D, obviously the root is D now, so the fourth string is tuned to the note D. So that becomes the root. That is the root, should I say. That becomes the lowest note that we're playing, really, yeah. And then F major 7, string 4 at fret 3 is the note F. So we're actually going to use that fourth string again for that chord. The other chord that we need then is E, and that will be your bottom E string, yeah? And again, just these top 3 strings. So actually these 2 notes, we've got the chord held down. It's kind of there for safety. I mean, we could play it without that note down, those notes down. So we could play it without those notes down, and it would actually sound the same. But if we accidentally catch another note, it changes what chord it is. So we keep it there anyway. I'm going to play through House of the Rising Sun then, the changes. So if you've not got the chord changes to this together yet, go back to last week's lesson and have a look at that and make sure that you can play the chords nice and, nice and smoothly, so that the left hand is totally sorted and you can concentrate on the right hand. Disclaimer, actually, this isn't the way that he plays it on the record. He plays it with a pick and he kind of goes dum ba da dum ba da da dum ba da dum ba da da. But this is a good exercise for you to learn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's following those roots around really that helps. Please do give the video a like and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, that's really important. I will practice as well then, just chasing the roots around. So you're going, and then C, D, just getting used to your thumb going onto those notes, okay? I'll play it again for you. Great, cool. So just keep practicing that. You can play it a little bit slower if you need to, like this. That's cool. There's no need to play it as fast as I was doing it there. That's just me showing you how it is. Actually, I'll just play through it a bit slower for you now, so. Yeah, you get the idea. So you can play that maybe with a metronome to help you, or maybe use Drum Genius. If you didn't see my video about apps, you can have a look at that here. Cool. Like I say, do please subscribe and give the video a like. It really does help with what I'm doing. Hope everyone's very well. I'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.